Hello and welcome to We Need a Village Again. We are better together. The Imago Day Black History virtual program honoring Black legends, recognizing contemporary leaders, and spotlighting emerging history makers. Unfortunately, we've come to the close of our Black History program, and so today is our wrap up of the Imago Day Black History program. I want to close by summarizing what we endeavored to do in making the Black History presentations. However, we're also going to have some fun. We have a quiz prepared so that we want to test your knowledge and make sure that the valuable information and insights that we've shared that you have grasped and that you have learned and that you are going to be able to share Black history in a significant and meaningful way with your loved ones. Also, I have at the very end, I'm going to share with you a very valuable resource that we're going to post the information for you to access for you and your family that I think is going to be a game changer for you securing your family. So thank you for being with us. And although this is the close of our program, I just want to do a summarization of the legends that we have covered over this past Black History Month, the 4 weeks of February. We've showcased legendary historical leaders, contemporary leaders, and emerging history makers whose contributions span a broad spectrum in every sector of society, from medical pioneers to legal trailblazers, computer scientists, engineers, aviators, inventors, military personnel, financial people, technologists, civil rights activists, and even a Jan 6 Capitol police officer who held the line for democracy. So that's just to name a few of the contributions that we have made, not only in the past, but that we continue to make and have global impact. I'm glad you're here. I'm Charlene Glover, the host and the CEO of We Need a Village Again. We're Better Together, aka WNAVA. WNAVA is a social justice ministry committed to advocacy, activism, and engagement for marginalized communities. To learn more, visit www.WNAVA.com to learn more about what we're doing and how we're paying it forward with our social justice program. Now, we have intentionally used the term Imago Day, intentionally used the term Imago Day as a part of our Black history subject, which comes from a Hebrew term that affirms that every human being is created in the image and the likeness of Almighty God. That passage is found in Genesis 1, verse 26 through 27, and it reads, then God said, let us make man in our image, according to our likeness. Let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the air, and over every cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps on the earth. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God, he created him, male and female, he created them. This passage is important because according to Genesis, every human being possesses inherent worth according to God, the creator of all people. And that means that every human being has the right to human dignity, every human being. There's no one superior or inferior to others in the mind of God. Black history for me and for our team has to do with not only telling our story, highlighting our Black great legends, but also justice. Justice is a prominent theme and principle in the Christian Bible. And it tells the story about Black history for us is not just telling our story, although that's very important, but it's also about engaging society and seeking justice for those who have been handled unjustly, and particularly African American people, because we're dealing with Black history, but all marginalized and disenfranchised people. Isaiah 117 tells us to learn to do good and to seek justice. And so Black history is also about helping raise the consciousness of those that perhaps don't understand the significance of Black people, Black culture, and recognizing that we too are deserving of human dignity and justice. Now, let me share with you a quote by George Orwell. A quote by George Orwell. And George Orwell said, "Who controls the past controls the future. Who controls the present controls the past." I think that's very important because oftentimes our history has been told incorrectly and we've not had a true account of our history. As a matter of fact, I took Black history in the 70s in high school, and I did not learn a lot of what is historical facts about Black people. So again, George Orwell said, "Who controls the past controls the future. Who controls the present controls the past." No one can tell the Black history story like Black people, African American people, because we're not telling about something, we're talking about who we are, our ancestors, and all of our contemporary leaders, and even those that are emerging today as warriors of the truth and warriors for justice. So it's very important that you understand that we're not just talking about a Black story, we're talking about a Black people who God created as the Imago Dei, who has prominence and significance as any other people. And we want to make sure that everyone, the entire world that has been impacted by Black people, by African Americans and our contributions, that people are aware that we too are deserving of justice and equity. Let me just share with you, my team and I'm very thankful to our producer, Mr. Fluellen. I'm very thankful to my social media assistant, Ms. Sharia, who have been invaluable assistants to this Black History program. We've curated the 2024 Black History program with these objectives in mind. Number one, we want to educate everyone who wants to learn the truth about Black history, Black African Americans, and Black people in general. Number two, we want to spotlight the profound contributions made by African Americans since their arrival in America and the ongoing contributions of Black contemporary leaders, emerging history makers, and in our advancement of this nation and the global impact that we continue to have. Number three, equally significant is our endeavor to dismantle the burden of shame and condemnation, to dispel feelings of insignificance and identity crisis among African Americans by highlighting the brilliance and resilience of Black and African American people whose history, listen to this, our history has profoundly influenced the entire world. So we're not limited to just America, but all over the world, the contributions that have been made by African Americans in particularly is still having global impact for advancement. Fourthly, to combat the intentional ignorance and the deliberate offense by legislators for political gain would distort history and enact laws that would pervert justice, who will one day be held accountable by the sovereign God for their assault against human dignity. I believe that. So that's the purpose of Black history, not just to tell you about people, but to help you understand the significance of African American people and God's use, how God has used many, many African Americans and Black people to advance society overall across all sectors. So, how about let's get ready to have some fun? I hope you've enjoyed our 2024 Black History program where we have highlighted and emphasize the greatness of Black people, African American people for your learning. I certainly hope that you will take the rich content that we populated on our social media platforms and share them with your loved ones. Go back and revisit that content so that you too can be able to tell our story effectively, accurately, and profusely to all that you get an opportunity to. We're going to now join in and have some fun with learning. So I have a Black History quiz that I want to share, and we're going to walk through that quiz. You will have about 10 seconds to give your answer, and the person who answers correctly, Ms. Sherrill will be monitoring, will be our winner. And because you'll be our winner, we'll celebrate you and give you honorable mention in the things that we'll do going forward. So if we are ready, let's get ready for our Black History quiz. Thank you. I understand that Miss Wilma may be our winner. And if that's the case, congratulations, Miss Wilma Hill. That means that you know your Black history. I hope that you're going to pass it on to your children, your grandchildren, and all of your family members, because it is important that we know history and we have an accurate account of how significant the Black culture is in society and our contributions to the whole world. So thank you all for participating. I hope you've enjoyed this. Let me just ask you, our goal, our goal is to educate so people can be liberated. Hosea says, "My people perish for lack of knowledge." I want you to note, put your comments in the chat if you would be interested in participating in a future Black history course, not just a presentation, but where we delve into our history before slavery and during slavery and post the civil rights emancipation. I want to hear from you to be able to see how can we continue to educate for generations so that we can liberate for generations. So please put your comments in the chat and let us know, yes, I want to participate in a Black history course, or I'll think about it, or absolutely, I want to be able to participate where I can help teach Black history, because no one can tell our history the way we can, because no one knows the experience of our history the way we do. So thank you for participating in the quiz. I hope that you've enjoyed that. We'll post that link so that you'll have it. We'll post some other content that'll be beneficial as well. Now, there's one other valuable resource that we want to share with you in our wrap up, and that is I have an associate, Mrs. Eartha Johnson, and her family are a family of lawyers here in Houston, Texas, and they have developed a game called Crime No Crime. It's out of their passion to want to help those that are just served, or perhaps oftentimes not served equally under the law, as it relates to people not knowing the law and perhaps being charged with crimes that they had no idea would have been a criminal act. And so they have developed a game called Crime No Crime. You can see the QR code there, or visit crimenocrime.myshopify.com. And I would strongly urge you to take a look at this particular game and also purchase it for your family. It would be a good family engagement to help your children, your grandchildren, and everyone understand what the law has to say. They've taken time to develop this, who is promoting this particular resource.
Some of the best lawyers I've ever met haven't even been lawyers at all. They've been clients who learned the law the hard way while serving time. The one thing they all have in common is that they never would have gone to jail in the first place if they only knew then what they know now. My name is Antoine Johnson. I'm a criminal defense attorney and one of the creators of Crime No Crime. The truth is that it's very easy to go to jail in America. We have nearly 2 million people locked up, and a lot of them are there only because they didn't know the rules to the most important game of all, the rules to the game of life. Not knowing the law can be the difference between freedom and prison, but where do everyday people go to learn it? We developed Crime No Crime to teach people the law. Crime No Crime is a card game that teaches you how to keep yourself and your loved ones out of jail. It gives you the opportunity to get the information that usually is only taught in law school classrooms. Information that most people don't learn until it's too late and they're inside of a jail cell. So please, get your copy today. From my family to yours. Crime No Crime.
Be sure to visit their website and take advantage of this very, very valuable resource. You can use the QR code to access the website, or crimenocrime.myshopify.com, and you will be able to see a preview of the game as well as purchase the game. Why don't you consider not only purchasing a copy or one of the products for yourself, but one for your family members, and particularly for our young African American men and women, so that they can have an understanding of what the law is and perhaps be prevented for life-altering circumstances. So let me close out with this. As you have witnessed, if you've participated in our Black History program, that within the DNA of African Americans, we are unrelenting, dogged, determined to excel, no matter, despite how long our history of oppression, regression, and disappointments have been. We recognize that quitting is not an option. We cannot quit. We cannot allow the sacred sacrifice of our ancestors and our modern day leaders to be in vain. So we must heed the call. We must take up the baton. We must insist, persist, and pursue the dreams, the realities, and the legacy fought and worked for by all of those that have given their lives to see us have a more just and equitable society. We need a village again. We are better together. Let me close in the words of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. We are caught in an inescapable network of mutuality, tied in a single garment of destiny. Whatever affects one directly affects all indirectly. We cannot escape the life that we share on planet Earth with others, but we also need to be well informed and well prepared to function in a society that may not always be friendly to who we are. We must walk in truth, we must walk in light, and we should walk in love and forgiveness, but we do not need to be ignorant of our rights as well. So thank you for joining us. Thank you for being a part of our month-long Imago Day Black History program. I pray that you have been tremendously illuminated, educated, edified, and that you want to be a part of growing with us. Again, I want to remind you, drop a comment in the chat and say, yes, I'm interested in being a part of the Black History course that will be coming in the near future. Lastly, God bless you. You too are the Imago Day, Black brilliance and Black resilience at its finest. Thank you for joining us. Peace out.